All right, well, welcome back. This is our second edition of the Feel Good Fridays with our HBRA Community Live. Today we've got a familiar guest with us, but also a very special guest with us as well. Again, this is Eric Person with the Home Builders and Rentals Association of Central Connecticut. Sheila Leach, who is, as you know, the Vice President of Operations with the HBRA. But you may not know that Sheila is also the Executive Officer of the Northwest Home Builders Association in Connecticut here. And also with us in between the thorns of the rose with us today is Tim Bobroske from Bobroske Builders, and also the president of Northwest Association. And welcome joining us, Tim.
Well, it's great to be here. It's great seeing both of you guys.
Well, welcome. The reason that we invited Tim on today for this Feel Good Friday was I was sitting in my living room a couple weekends ago, and on a Saturday morning, this story came across on Channel 3 about this really neat effort that you have, Tim, in some of the residences of your active adult community, just to reach out to them and make them feel good, especially during the current times that we're in.
Well, yes, Eric. What my wife and I do is we're a small builder. We have 3 residential communities, one in Thomaston called Thomaston Valley Village, one in New Hartford called Canterbury Village, and our third is Quail Hollow Village in Plymouth. And being a builder, we're building in Wolcott, Connecticut, the residents of Stone Ridge. And they're all over 50. It's age restricted. But specifically because of what we're going through with the virus, we're in lockdown, and our seniors have to stay home. Now, I would love to say to give them free rent, but unfortunately, as long as I pay the bank, they let me keep the property, and I need their rent. So what we did was, we're saying, Lynn and I were saying over breakfast, we were saying, what can we do to brighten up these guys' days? Because everybody's getting, our seniors, when they have nothing to do, they get ornery, and and they're just like kids. And so they were, we noticed that they were kind of in a bad mood, and so what my wife said, she says, you know what, we should get them flowers. And I said, what a great idea. So what we did was we contacted our local florist, J. Eugene Florist over in Terryville, and I talked to Michael, and Michael said, "Geez, thanks a lot," because his business is down like 75%. So anyone out there that can shop locally and help out the restaurants and florists and stuff, like, please do. Anyway, Michael really appreciated it. We came up, and we have over 200 tenants. So we got all these carnations with flowers and all that kind of stuff. And so I reached out and I said, okay, let's knock on everyone's door. So we started early in the morning, and I ended late in the day, and it was just great to make people smile. And they did, they were just totally caught off guard. And this is just a little way of us to show our appreciation of our residents, but also just to brighten up our residents' day. And it definitely worked. We got so many thank yous, and that was so nice. And make sure you don't go up on my rent, that kind of stuff.
You got a lot of great coverage out of that, highlighting. It was awesome to see them following you from resident to resident, handing out the flowers. What was some of the feedback that you got? What did the residents say to you? Were they shocked?
Well, they were surprised. And don't get me wrong. My wife does the property management side, and she does an unbelievable job. Almost to the point where, I'll give you an example. Easter, all right? You ever see those butter lambs? They're made out of butter, right? And you have it for Easter dinner. Well, anyway, she made 50 of them, and she handed them out to our residents. And then the reason why by the way, the reason why I'm not slim and trim like Eric is because my wife is an awesome cook. And so I don't have seconds. I have thirds and fourths, and that is my downfall. She's a wonderful cook. And so anyway, getting back to Lynn, she makes pepperolas. We have a garden. She'll do stuff, and we always constantly, give back to our residents. But that's part of what the home building is all about. I mean, the more you get into home building, I mean, you're not just creating a house, you're building a home. And what we look at is our residents, this is their home. It's their extension on where they're living. So I mean, it's all a part of the overall suite. But we quite frankly, we didn't do it for the publicity. We did it just because we wanted to for our residents, and the publicity end of it is unbelievable. I mean, we were written up in a number of newspapers. We were I was just sharing with Sheila that the National is going to run that little 2-minute segment on their Monday morning and newsletter, or is that what it is? What is it, Sheila?
Yep.
Yeah, the blog or whatever. And so it was just really a good thing to do, and we were more than happy to do it.
And that's not the only thing you've been doing.
I beg your pardon?
I said, and that's not the only thing you've been doing, stepping up and giving.
Well, I mean, we just recently we were honored with the Thomaston Rotary as the Small Business of the Year. And the reason why the Rotary chose us is because we give back to the community. Now, I reside. I'm not right. I mean, I reside in Harwington, but each one of our communities, we do many things in each one of the communities, and for the town of Thomaston, we've given back to the food pantry. We've collected over 2,000 different items that our residents, has given us for the food pantry, and then we support the Thomaston Opera House and stuff like that. I mean, it's once again, there's so many great things that our members do in this great state of Connecticut that I really have to compliment you two guys to have this Feel Good Friday, because it's nice for us to talk all about it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the important things we're trying to do is highlight, and I've always been amazed in the number of years I've been here, but just how generous and philanthropic the membership is, and how much they support the communities and other organizations that are in there and around. And before we jump too far ahead, I wanted to, and I can see if I can do this. I think I can. I was going to try and share a clip of the video that was on Channel 3 with you, but we will have that connected to the post that we put out on Facebook and things. But the membership is really very, very supportive, and our charitable foundation has just launched a effort to raise some money, and we've challenged members to match what we're contributing. But we're donating money to the Connecticut Food Bank and to which are the two major food banks that give out to all the pantries in the area. And membership has definitely stepped up in great numbers, more than we expected in just under a week. And you guys have helped support that as well.
Well, once again, with Sheila helping us out in the small northwest corner of Connecticut, we were able to raise $400, in which we piggybacked with you guys. So once again, it was really great that our members stepped up, and we were happy that we could do it.
Absolutely, and it goes a long way. And obviously, there's a lot of people that are really suffering, and it's a time that as much as we can to dig deep and to help those that are in need right now, because there are people in need.
Well, I mean, the people that can, they should.
Right.
I mean, locally in the town of Harwington, my wife and I donated. We have 2 firehouses and we have 1 ambulance. And so what we did is we donated each $500, and we took gift certificates out to Lucky's Pizza in Harwington. Once again, it's a local guy. He's getting creamed. All right. His business is down to 75%, but we wanted to say thank you to our first responders, but we also wanted to give a little bit back for the business. So, once again, the thing about Connecticut, we can moan and groan and, but, I live here. I mean, I already got my plot that I'm going to die here, so, that's all part of it. It's all part of it.
It is. No, well, thank you very much. We appreciate your support and everything that you've been doing. And for a small local association, you guys are definitely doing a lot. It's a pleasure working with you guys, and you You're supportive of the Build Pack efforts. You're supportive of, anytime there's an effort at the state level and local level, national level, you guys are always there, right? Right in the front.
I say
Well,
we
if
might
I
be small. I say we might be
Go
small, but we're mighty, right, Tim?
Oh, we sure are, Sheila. In the state of Connecticut, in Build Pack, we're there's 5 members in the entire state, and I only wish that there would be more members that supported Build Pack as much as we have done and maxed out. But I'm gonna show you something in building right now. Can you see this pencil? Can you see this pencil?
Yep.
Okay, this is like one person. So one person, it breaks. You got it? But if we're all together, there's no way the home builders are going to be apart.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my point. I don't know if that makes sense. My wife says that's pretty corny, but I said I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. There's no way
We're
you're going to
better
break this.
together. We're better
You're
together.
better together. Thanks, Sheila. That you took. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate it, and I know that you guys are at the you're right now having this conversation from the world headquarters of T&M Builders as well, and I don't know if
Well,
Mr. still there.
this stuff, I'm terrible at this new technology stuff. You're talking about Chrome. I look at Chrome on a car. I'm not. Sheila's telling me get to Chrome, get to Chrome. I don't know what that means. And then Zoom. I mean, Zoom is when I drive my truck faster than my GPS allows me. And now I'm on Zoom. A couple of times, and we were able. Once again, this is a big benefit for our members too. Is they have so many free things on the webinars and all that kind of stuff. You can really learn a lot, and the more in these tough times, you got to sit down and you got to see as much and learn as much as you can on going forward. I mean, we all don't know what's going to happen, but this association has so many tools for a home builder, a remodeler, to really maybe take advantage of this downtime and be stronger when we come out of it.
Absolutely.
I'm just a big home builder guy. I mean, what can I tell you? I mean, I've been I'm gonna ramble a little bit. So I got to tell you 2 stories. First of all, I got to tell you my Eric Santini story. Okay, Eric Santini, very successful builder. All right. When I wanted to get into home building, you're talking. I'll tell you, it was 1977, and what happened was Eric was the president of the Hartford local. Okay. And I didn't have any money. So what I did was I took a booth out at the Hartford Civic Center and I cleaned chimneys. Now I couldn't afford advertising and stuff. So I wore a top hat. I did that Dick Van Dyke kind of stuff. For you that don't know Dick Van Dyke, that was Mary Poppins and the chimney sweep guy and all that kind of stuff. So I did that. Well, anyway, this is my Eric Santini story. So I'm at the Hartford Civic Home Show. I see Eric. He has his arm out. His beautiful wife Lois with him, walking down the aisle. And Eric's like the Godfather. Everybody say it. And I said, you know what? To myself, I want to be just like that guy. And that's my Eric Santini story.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
now, my second story is my Larry Fiano story. Now, in home building, as we all know, everybody goes up, everybody goes down. Okay. You have good years, you have bad years. And I've been at this roller coaster a number of times. But anyway, back in the 80s, I was very active at the state level on the board of directors and everything else. And we, in our small company, we hit a real tough patch. And so I went to Larry at the time and I said, Larry, I have to step back. I have to do stuff for my family. And Larry said to me, he says, Timmy, you just remember one thing. And this is what I'm going to tell you. He said, the Home Builders Association will be there for you today and tomorrow. But tomorrow, when you're back, and you're going to be back, you will never forget what the Home Builders Association has done for you. And that's the God's honest truth. And that's the reason why I'm a Capital Club member. And God willing, I hope I can always be a Capital Club member. But it's because of those type of networking and talking to some really good guys in our association. So before I get all teary-eyed, I better just turn it back to you guys.
Well, no, and thank you, Tim, for mentioning those two. And those are certainly two of the legends of the home building industry, and two of the members that we're extremely proud to call our own, and have the pleasure of working with day in and day out. And it's I think everybody's got some Larry and Eric stories that it just shows how amazing they are, how much they believe in the association, and
Mhm.
and how much they give back, and how much they truly believe that, as you said, the association is there for you when you need it, and it will always be there for members when they need it. So,
Well, my goodness, though, look at what you guys did, and with Jim at the state level. I mean, anybody in construction should be a member of ours,
Mhm.
because if it wasn't for the home builders stepping up and Greg Ugaldi and Chris Nielsen to talk to the governor's office, we would be home. Okay. Now, granted, you could be home, but I got 10 guys that work for me. All
right.
right. They all want to work. All right. And they said, I mean, they made a joke about it. They wanted to work from home on a laptop. And I'm saying, yeah, you're going to hang cabinets with a laptop at your house. And my guys are funny sometimes. And but really, I mean, the people in the construction industry doesn't understand what the big benefit of this organization is. And I just hope, if anybody's watching this besides you and Eric and Sheila, I hope they can get out and talk to a couple of people. I mean, I do this all the time up here in Northwest Connecticut. I talk to so many builders, and they put their hand on me. Oh yeah, well, not now, because you got to see 6 feet away, but before they would say, you know what, hey, you're doing a great job. You don't need me. And I'm saying, yeah, we do need you.
Yeah.
So I'll conclude by saying, you guys are doing a wonderful job. We appreciate everything you're doing, and we'll all get through this, right? It's another bump in the road.
We will
Absolutely.
get through it.
We appreciate you,
We'll
Tim.
get through
Thank
it.
you.
Anytime.
Thank you very much, Tim. In our first use of props in our interviews, so you
Absolutely.
as a first in this legacy here. So, Tim Bobroske, thank you very much, President of Northwest Home Builders Association in Connecticut, and doing some great things for the community and for his residents, and keep up the great work, Tim.
No, thank